Hey guys, this is your boy Dino, aka DRP Hell. Welcome back to another video to my channel. Another video of me reacting to Death Battle, guys. Yes. To be honest, I didn't think I was gonna start off a video saying that sort of intro, right? Another video on Death Battle reaction, guys. Regarding Death Battle, if you guys are kind of like in tune or up to date with what Death Battle has been going through, if you guys weren't aware, Rooster Teeth was shut down. Death Battle was pretty much on the verge of, just going out of existence, just quitting, really. Because there's no one to take Death Battle under the wing and whatnot to sponsor by. So for a while they've been just trying to do things, trying to sort things out and whatnot, and they released an update video telling us what the latest updates on Death Battle are, and they've just started doing Death Battles by themselves, like without anything. So and they even gave us their little teaser to the next Death Battle that they were doing. It was going to take a lot more longer than usual, but they are actually back, which is amazing to say the least. They teased us the next Death Battle being Omni-Man from Invincible versus Bardock from Dragon Ball Z. The next Death Battle, which is pretty damn hype, I'm not gonna lie. And they released the Death Battle video like literally a day ago, and it's gone over 1 million views, and it's number 19 on trending. Absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane to say the least. They've come back, and everyone, and I've seen so many people very happy about this as well, with the whole Death Battle coming back and whatnot. And trust me, I'm happy. It's probably one of my most favorite content in YouTube overall, Death Battle. It's just the amount of work that they put in, whether it's the animation side of things, the fight itself, how it's made. Kind of like there's a script to these battles as well, isn't it? Like, and the fact they script it to look like the way it is. Most of all, above all of that, is the research. It's the amount of research that goes into this Death Battle. That's what's been amazing for me. The research that has gone into Death Battle has been absolutely amazing. They take so much time going through a lot of the research. Now, yes, there's going to be times where some of the research they do, even though it goes in depth, there's some points they're going to miss and leave out. Obviously, absolutely. But you can't ignore the fact that they put a lot of time towards doing these researches in the first place. And it's what makes Death Battle just so damn unique and good in that fact. So here we are with Omni-Man versus Bardock, Invincible versus Dragon Ball Z. So I saw this teaser and I was thinking about it, because I have watched both Invincible and Dragon Ball Z, so I know both of the characters fairly well. I would say I know Bardock a little bit better. As of now, obviously I haven't watched the research yet, of the research side of things, but as of now, this might change my opinion. I've got my money on Bardock. I'm sorry, but I've got my money on Bardock. Like, don't get me wrong, Invincible is ridiculous. Not Invincible, Omni-Man from Invincible is ridiculous. Like, you've seen how ruthless the guy is, how he went about killing his own, the own teammates slash superheroes in the first season. Like, how, crazy he is. He's absolutely nuts, absolutely ruthless. But I don't know if his abilities and feats measure up to Dragon Ball Z characters. The characters in Dragon Ball Z are pretty damn insane. Like even Piccolo, in Dragon Ball Z, fucking hell, when Kid Gohan went Great Ape, when the moon was out, if I remember correctly, fucking Piccolo blew up the fucking moon, right? And this was during the Saiyan saga. And in my opinion, I feel like Bardock is stronger than Piccolo. So, no, I don't want to even sugarcoat that. Bardock's, in my opinion, stronger than Piccolo. I don't know. Just because they're talking about Dragon Ball Z. They're not talking about Dragon Ball Super here. They're not, and beyond. This is Dragon Ball Z, strictly Dragon Ball Z, which is why I go back to the Saiyan saga. But even Piccolo himself fucking blew up the moon, to stop the Great Ape transformation of Gohan, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong with that, because it's been a while since I've watched Saiyan Saga all the way back. If I'm wrong, please do feel free to correct me. I'm not a know-it-all, but I know enough to but I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not a know-it-all. So if there's facts that I'm missing about, just feel free. But yeah, I feel like Bardock's stronger than Piccolo, and I feel like Bardock alone is just a really strong Saiyan character. He's someone who's got a strong character within him as well, like Omni-Man. So, but I've got my money on Bardock. I feel like Omni-Man's feats and powers just doesn't measure up to Dragon Ball Z characters in the Dragon Ball Z world, in my opinion. But we'll see the research. So let's get to it. Oh my god, this is actually so hype. You're just watching Death Battle again. So going to PC screen, so volume. It's okay. Oh shit. Close that. Alright, let's get down to it.
This battle is sponsored.
Alright, let's just... Alright, let's get to this in 3, 2, 1.
By Manscaped.
Oh, hey, let's go. Oh, Bardock! Oh, shit.
Omni-Man versus Bardock.
The ostracized Viltrumite and the doomed Saiyan.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze the weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, great. He goes Great Ape. Oh, shit.
Omni-Man,
Okay.
Earth's once greatest hero.
I wonder if he goes Super
Alongside
Saiyan.
the Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world from all manner of threats. And then, in a single day, it all went horribly wrong.
Yes.
Omni-Man. How Omni-Man? Who Omni-Man?
Who indeed? Champion of Earth, best-selling author J.K. Simmons, yet it was all a charade, with his murderous rampage only brought to a halt thanks to his own son.
It all starts with his home planet, Viltrum, which I hear is a totally lovely utopia.
Through brutal, mortal combat.
With a K! Or, wait, no, that came later.
Viltrumites are among the most powerful beings in the universe, even more so after they purge the weaker members of their species. As a vanguard of the Viltrumite Empire, Omni-Man infiltrated Earth as Nolan Grayson, expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman superpowers, and he's basically invulnerable, easily knocking around asteroids the size of Texas.
He can fly at unbelievable speeds, soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take, so a minimum of 2 galaxies.
A week? 2 galaxies in a week.
Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away.
And he got there in a week.
Reaching it in under 1 week means Omni-Man must have flown over 142 million times faster than light.
Oh, and Viltrumites can't breathe in space, so he held his breath the whole way. And it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance of smashing his own son's face in. Think, Nolan, think.
Yeah, this is why I never had kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite status, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really need to rush anyway. The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old. And regardless of age, Viltrumites don't suffer muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously? He's got parenting easy mode on, and he couldn't even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being regardless of their present environment, reacting to changes at an atomic level to perform the impossible.
Yeah, like surviving your intestines getting ripped out, or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once. Only a Viltrumite could pull off something that disturbing.
Nolan is incredibly tough, but if he faces superior forces, his smart atoms can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered
Invincible.
Most weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite like him.
Even a ship's cannon like this one can't take down a Viltrumite, and it obliterated a massive solar disk nearly half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has a whole ring around it.
The Roche limit factor dictates the size a celestial body must be in order to disperse orbiting material as a ring. In short, an Earth-sized planet can't support such a ring, meaning this one must be much larger.
And don't get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers? Just go read the comic.
If Roche isn't doing it for you, this planet also supports 5 moons in its orbit, and even the smallest is a perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before...
Escape the black hole.
You know... Kablam.
Now, Omni-Man does have his weaknesses. Monsters like Ragnar's can pierce Viltrumite flesh, and he's extremely sensitive to a specific high-pitched frequency, which can destabilize his body's equilibrium.
But his real weakness turned out to be,
his son.
Guessed it, fatherhood. Thanks to his son, Mark, Nolan began to re-examine his perspective and his place in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife. Who's a bug?
Oh my god.
The bug lady... he banged a bug.
Why, Omni-Man?
What the heck?
Omni-Man?
Hey, everyone...
Okay, so I've only watched season 1. I have not actually watched the second season. If it's like that, I don't know if it's in the second season. I can't remember. I would have to watch from the beginning again. Okay.
Deals with parenting stress in their own way. When Nolan was lecturing to Mark about how insignificant people are, Mark wasn't the only one he was trying to convince, if you catch my drift.
Nolan Grayson's real mission isn't planetary conquest or saving the innocent. It's to discover if a violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Godspeed, Omni-Man.
Yeah, that's fair. He's kind of like having a battle with himself at the same time, if you think about it. And I feel like that's something that all ridiculously strong beings do in a way. Kind of like, when you're fighting, it's not like you're fighting against other people, you're also having a massive fight with yourself. And this is where, I guess, Superman kind of comes in. He's trying to be a normal person amongst humans, where we know how ridiculous Superman is. Like as a figure, like as a, you know, he's hope, a beacon of hope, right? Superman, and you know how ridiculously busted he is. It's difficult for him to not do something than it is to do something. You get what I mean? With how strong he is, but he tries to control himself and live amongst the humans as a relatively normal person. And it's always kind of like an ongoing battle forever, right? I feel like it's kind of like the same on here. But yeah, okay, fair enough. There's definitely a lot more things that they've spoke about, how due to their atoms being changed subconsciously, they rarely get tired. They never get muscle fatigue. They rarely get tired. And if there's an enemy that is stronger than him, his atoms will adjust to the point where he will eventually not have any issues, if you get what I mean. That's important. That's quite important, I must say. But we will see what they say about Bardock. I wonder if they're gonna put Super Saiyan 3, you know, because they're kind of like, there's heroes, Dragon Ball heroes, and then there's fucking Xenoverse. I don't know if they're gonna include all of that stuff from Bardock. We'll see. But it does say Dragon Ball Z.
In the far reaches of the cosmos laid a world with a people like no other, born and raised to do just one thing: fight.
The Saiyans, a proud warrior people from the planet Vegeta, ruled by, King Vegeta. Well, narcissist punch.
Exactly. Their pride blinded them to the truth of their impending doom. But perhaps one Saiyan represented the best of them, even during their waning glory days.
Bardock! He's cool, he's crude, he's got a bad attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's father of Goku.
Oh, wow, I never would have guessed.
What a curveball.
So what does that make Turles?
Who?
Bardock was a cold-blooded killer, ruthlessly conquering planets in service to the Saiyans' true overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets, they wiped out every living thing, leaving Frieza uninhabited rocks to sell away. Bardock was an asshole. Well, until he wasn't.
Bardock's story has evolved over the years, with multiple iterations to draw from.
Including one where he's a brilliant scientist.
Yes,
Only one is
I've heard
considered
about that.
officially canon. Bardock's demeanor began to shift when he met and eventually married fellow warrior Guinea, and had 2 sons, Raditz and Kakarot.
No, Bardock didn't go totally soft. He was still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his? It's stained with the blood of his fallen friends. Hardcore.
Bardock could fly,
That
move
is
faster
crazy.
than light, and was naturally adept in using his ki as an explosive weapon.
AKA shooting lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw you nature, Bardock's moves are all about overwhelming power.
Yeah, you know what? Future Sight might come in very useful as well. Because I was as they were talking about it, a single thought came to my mind where he can see the future. That's how he managed to see the future of Frieza and Goku eventually going up against each other, right? Which is why he, when Frieza destroyed King or Planet Vegeta and Bardock dies along with it, it's just kind of like he has that smirk where he knows he's going to get fucking defeated by Goku. So Future Sight is really important in this. I don't know how they're going to make it into play with this fight. We'll see.
Final spirit cannon
Super
is like
Saiyan,
a powered
okay.
bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire, and then move on to the next guy.
Yeah.
All in a day's work for a Saiyan.
Marriage didn't change that. While Bardock cared for Guinea, in fact being one of few Saiyans of his time to actually have a romantic partner, he was still no family man. Like most Saiyans, he saw his sons as nothing more than future soldiers.
Bardock was a low-class warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
But they would still possess the Saiyans' power, a transformation that was the key to their
Great ape.
planetary
Zaru.
devastation.
Big monkey!
Zaru.
Under the light of a full moon, a Saiyan with a tail manifests the Uzaru.
This great
Zaru,
ape form increases Bardock's power tenfold, turning him into an unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe!
While some
Kaiju.
Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher birth. Prince Vegeta's control is so precise he can speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell, it's
Oh.
questionable if he even remembers everything that happens when he goes full
Interesting.
tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Despite being low-class, Bardock's power level nearly matched that of King Vegeta, who could destroy multiple planets at once. At about this time, King Vegeta's power level was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kinda janky. Nobody can agree on what the number really means.
Outside of his fight with Gas,
exactly.
Bardock doesn't really show any high-end feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other characters with similar levels to better understand his potential.
Would you believe me if I told you that coffee could be one of the healthiest things in our diet? But the problem is, most...
Like when his son fought Prince Vegeta. What's
Yeah.
the scouter say about his power level?
So for
It's
my
over
8,000.
8,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it
dub
was-
changed
yeah.
it to fit Vegeta's lip flaps,
Yeah.
but we only
I heard
know the
about
cold
this.
hard truth, damn it.
According to this movie pamphlet, Goku's power level between his fight with Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000. This lines up with that previous reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during the trip eventually raised him to 90,000 upon arrival, but this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip, he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star, which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is outside Earth's quadrant of the universe, and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling
Okay.
a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.5 trillion times the speed of light.
And
Shit,
Goku
okay.
would have had to keep up with that kind of speed to do all that other stuff.
Makes sense given far weaker characters could reach the moon in a fraction of a second. Should be trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Cereal, they went, cheerio!
Bardock ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity. But Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. He
Okay.
chose to spare the 2, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more appreciative of his family and cautious of Frieza. When all the Saiyans were called back to Planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons, he had a hunch something was up. So
Yeah.
before his final stand, smashing through hundreds of soldiers before coming face to face with the tyrant, he sent his youngest kid away for protection.
Yeah.
A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, That's what good parents do.
A choice that would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or did he? Bardock got killed so freaking hard he got blasted back in time.
Yeah, this I remember. This is when he goes up against Chilled. He goes up against Chilled, and that's when Bardock goes Super Saiyan, if I'm not mistaken.
He was pulled away by these two, who miscalculated and misplaced him incorrectly in the time stream.
Blah, 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 non-canon, whatever. He survived. Yeah. And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, this is very much an alternate universe what-if scenario, and it is jarring. But think about it. The Super Saiyan form is not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory, failure, love, and loss. Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because he feared the possibility of the Super Saiyan, a Saiyan with power that could rival his own. But perhaps Bardock's transformation was more than simply a what-if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to achieve the form. Perhaps, if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him.
They're showing the Dragon Ball fight is...
Bardock, who figured out how to be the truest Saiyan right at the end of it all. I know Kakarot would be proud.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to everyone.
This is a hard one, man, because the way they were saying with Omni-Man, he's able to not get tired, like literally at all, due to the smart items he has. Barely feeling any muscle fatigue, he could just get not tired at all. Man was holding his breath throughout the whole journey from Earth to fucking 2 galaxies away. So it's crazy. So, and then Omni-Man on top of it has his atoms will adjust depending on who he's facing against to, get used to their attack patterns and just them in general, right? So eventually Omni-Man could get used to Bardock. But then again, Bardock, if they're going to use Bardock's future sight here, where Bardock can see in advance Omni-Man's capable of all of this, eventually will overwhelm him. Maybe Bardock could go about other ways to do things. I don't know. I still feel like Omni-Man's feats might not go, it might not be practically, go up against, the feats of characters from Dragon Ball Z. That's what I still feel like. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong with this. They did say Omni-Man's there fucking invincible and just barely he would never get scratch and shit. So, but then he has his weaknesses. Don't get me wrong. They did mention a certain amount of frequency would stabilize him or something. So it could be done. Could be done. But I feel like Bardock can get him. That's just not me being biased, but it's just like I mentioned, the feats of Omni-Man are amazing, but I don't know if they will square up to the feats of Dragon Ball Z characters. That's what I think, but we shall see now, won't we? So I've got my money on Bardock, but I've been wrong before.
And joining you in that support is the first ever sponsor for an independent Death Battle episode, Manscaped.
Manscaped's newest masterpiece is the
Death Battle was basically gone independent, so it was great.
Forged gold. Talk about a fancy name.
This special edition trimmer is the perfect tool for the golden era of hair grooming, where precision, luxury, and performance meet. There's limited quantities available, so you need to pick one up soon.
If you're anything like me, your scruff grows all over the place way too fast. Or maybe you get that itchy scraggle Wiz has. Yeah. Either way, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Gold comes with 2 blades for any occasion, a trimmer and a foil. And look at it. It's so slick.
It's waterproof, of course, and the new LED light illuminates even the trickiest spots, while adding a touch of elegance to your routine.
Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for all their grooming needs. Get the special edition Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in forged gold while supplies last.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DEATHBATTLE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code DEATHBATTLE at manscaped.com.
Thanks to Manscaped for helping our fans and members support the channel. Seriously, show them some love by clicking the link below.
Going independent is no easy task.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
What's Omni-Man doing there dancing?
Off your monthly membership until January.
That was funny. That was funny. That made me laugh.
Stop wasting your time with methods like e-commerce, trading, and SMMA. If you're serious about making money online, then
shut up. Alright, let's go. It's 3D as well, so it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna like this. I feel like I'm gonna like this. Oh, he's crashed onto fucking Omni-Man's planet.
Great. Another gross bug planet.
Woo!
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Don't underestimate me!
Dang! Woo! Dang!
Just like my son, sticking his nose in places he's not ready for.
Wow, what did your son... Why bring your son into this shit?
His ass!
My son will kick his ass. Oh, dang. Woo! Okay, this is where the speed comes into play. Look at that. Oh, good lord. Dang.
Whatever you are, you're an embarrassment.
Oh, hey! Here comes Great 8.
You see the real power of a Saiyan.
Oh, hey! Sorry! Let's go! They've animated this pretty well.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
That's a point blank attack there. Ooh. Dang. Look at he still hasn't got a scratch yet though. That's what I'm concerned about here. Yeah, his atoms will get used to it. This is what I mean. Bro, he ripped the tail? Like that? That's crazy. Oh my god, he's using the... Shit. Yo, he ripped the tail off like it was nothing. Oh my god.
No. My sons need me.
Oh shit.
Take me from my world.
I won't let you take me from my world. That's a nice in the Battle of Gods reference right there. I don't know, is Super Saiyan enough to defeat him though? Let's see. I don't know, is Super Saiyan enough to beat him? Let's see.
Your time is up!
Ooh. Oh my!
You said Saiyan. Remember it.
Oh shit, so Bardock does die, huh? Bardock lost.
Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, the moment he went Super Saiyan, to be honest, it just felt like Omni-Man just kind of overwhelmed Bardock in every single aspect. Like, I mean, they did mention he basically just can't get hurt, like, because his atoms is adjusted in a way where he just can't get hurt. I generally did think that maybe like the characters of Dragon Ball Z universe might just be overwhelming for Omni-Man, because he at some points he was getting hurt by his own teammates, like in the for the first episode, and the other superheroes were actually hurting him quite a bit, if you remember. So I just thought maybe, the characters of Dragon Ball Z could do a lot more, but Seems like I was wrong. It did seem like Omni-Man cleared Bardock in every single situation. I was like, God damn, okay.
Oh, okay, these Gokus have got to stop picking fights with guys in capes.
Pitting Saiyan against Viltrumite is fascinating. Among the many similarities, 5 specific categories stand out.
Starting with speed. Bardock is much faster, given his power level matched Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5 trillion times light speed. Much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on the 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, and it's a huge difference.
Right, Bardock clearly has the speed advantage, but strength and durability are another story.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it
Omni-Man
at
has
first.
it.
Bardock scales to King Veggie, who wrecked 3 planets at once, and Omni-Man only smashed 1. But given how big that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar. Until we factor in the Super Saiyan boost, right?
Well, there's a catch. A major plot point in Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumites.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this gigantic solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star. And this is no ordinary planet. Its size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity. To fully block the light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit, the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons.
That's 24 zeros!
Which makes Omni-Man over 11,000
Sun
times
disk
stronger
destruction.
than base Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So strength goes to Nolan.
Still, numbers aren't everything. As far as versatility in combat goes, neither had one distinct advantage that could win outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock barely squeaks out the edge here thanks to his ranged versatility with key attacks and, of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's perfectly fair to question whether or not the form should be in this comparison at all. However, even with the form included, Nolan still takes this, especially when it comes to our last 2 categories, experience and stamina.
Yeah, experience. Let's be honest. Mother Trucker is fucking 2,000 plus years old. He's gonna have plenty of experience defeating all sorts of enemies, and stamina. He doesn't get tired. It's making sense now. That was my only issues I had. Even though I had my money on Bardock, it was just kind of like I was questioning Omni-Man. Like, the guy is not gonna get tired at all. That's gonna become a big problem for Bardock. So, but then I thought they were gonna use the future sight of Bardock to let him see into the future that Omni-Man's able to do all of this shit. But I guess not. Fair.
Yep, Omni-Man's been around a lot longer than Bardock, over 2,000 years, and even with Super Saiyan, Bardock's no master of the form.
And without that mastery, the form drains the user's energies at an increased rate. Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those
stamina.
weird smart atoms.
Saiyans
Smart
like Bardock
atoms.
can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape. In contrast, Omni-Man's biology prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart atoms adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
There you go.
Bardock's crazy speed and power made him a real challenge.
But Nolan's strength, experience, and sheer endurance presented an unstoppable and unshakable force that would inevitably land the killing blow.
When push came to shove, Omni-Man raised the bar. Duck.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Yeah, it just felt like anything. Oh shit! Next time, it just felt like anything. Bardock threw at Omni-Man. It just felt like Omni-Man adjusted to it quite easily in this battle. So it's fair. It's fair. Well, what's next though?
Next time on Death Battle.
What? Huh? Joker? Fuck off, Joker! Joker from Persona. Oh my god, yes. Yes, I knew it was JoJo, but I was very hooked into Joker from Persona. Brother, no. You know what it is? Joker is able to wield multiple personas. I've played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. We know what Joker's capable of. But you're talking about going up against a JoJo character who can use stands and the world able to. I don't know whether this specific character can use the stand, but you know, people who have stands can, you know, especially like people like fuck, I forgot their names, Dio, Was it DL? Yeah, it is DL. He can use the stand and pretty much use the world where he just freezes time, right? It might just be an ability just for them, or maybe it's just anyone that can use the stand can freeze time. I don't know. I'm not that versed. I don't know that knowledgeable in the JoJo universe, JoJo aspect. But I do know they have stands, and anyone that has a stand, it's basically invisible, isn't it? The stands, it's not like everyone can see the stand, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you know, just be able to freeze time and shit. I don't know if Joker can handle all of that, but then again, Joker has a lot more. He can wield multiple personas at once, as opposed to JoJo characters can. When they have a stand, they only have that one stand, right? Joker can wield multiple personas. So yeah. Oh, this is. Oh, I'm gonna like this battle. I'm gonna like this death battle. Okay. Let's see what the others are saying. Giving him a Super Saiyan is still making him lose is insane, and Omni-Man did not blow up that planet alone. Yeah, I forgot Death Battle was better animating the actual scaling, probably because Bardock, even Super Saiyan's on the weaker side in Dragon Ball. This is true. Because, you know, Bardock getting Super Saiyan was an alternate reality done by Toa Mirror, right? And then he goes Super Saiyan and defeated Chilled. Let's be honest, Chilled is not on the level of fucking Frieza or even King Cold for that fact. That he'd probably be weaker than fucking King Cold, Chilled. So yeah, even with Super Saiyan, now there were times where they showed Super Saiyan in like Heroes and Xenoverse where he goes Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 3. Was there a Super Saiyan 4 Bardock? I can't remember. Probably has been. But those are like the hero sides and Xenoverse side of things. But then they did kind of briefly explain Toa Mira going into it. So, but I guess they didn't include those forms. It doesn't make sense. But it's mainly from Dragon Ball Z, right? So Omni-Man isn't being any Super Saiyan, period. You see, this is what I thought. This is what I initially thought of. Omni-Man is strong, but I don't know if he can scale up to any one of the Dragon Ball Z characters, especially the Super Saiyans, like the Saiyans, right? Super Saiyan Bardock's power is 500k, 30k weaker than Frieza. Yeah. I would, yeah. So, but then I do accept the fact that, you know, Bardock going Super Saiyan is still kind of weak on, like, the scale of things with Dragon Ball Z characters. But then you have to also take into account Viltrumite's main ability is with their smart arms, being able to adjust to the opponents and being able to have little to no muscle fatigue, fighting for days without getting tired and traveling throughout multiple galaxies without getting tired. Those need to come into play, not to mention the experiences of going to multiple planets and, you know, just killing multiple people, right? It makes sense. So yeah, let's see a little bit more. I like Omni-Man, but ain't no way he's being a Super Saiyan. Granted, it's not canon for Bardock. This was pretty entertaining, yeah. So I don't want to point out the obvious, but I think Death Battle is racist towards Saiyans. Broly won against Hulk. Yeah, this was very surprising to me. Hulk losing to Broly, I remember. Because I said, like, I love Dragon Ball Z. And I love Broly. Broly's amazing. Like, Dragon Ball Super Broly. But I felt like Hulk was just way too powerful. I was very surprised to see Broly winning that, in my honest opinion. Let's see. Some of these statements are strange when they are talking about King Vegeta destroying 3 planets, Omni-Man destroying a large one. They didn't take into perspective the amount of effort required. King Vegeta raised an arm and those planets are destroyed while Omni-Man needed to help 2 others to barely destroy that planet. Interesting. So you're not going to mention how Omni-Man needed help destroying planet Viltrum and how they needed space racer guns to destabilize the planet's core. I don't know how someone who could barely destroy a dying planet with the help of 2 equals is on the level of someone who destroyed 3 planets by waving their hand. Okay, you see, so it seems like I'm not the only person that was surprised that Omni-Man won this. I can see. Good animation, but absolutely horrible scaling. I swear they intentionally rigged the results to get people riled up in the comments to boost engagement. Oh, it's working though, yeah, they put it in brackets there. Be like that forever. Bardock's on the same level as King Vegeta. Shows King Vegeta destroying 3 planets with a hand wave. Omni-Man can destroy a planet. Shows a panel of destroying a weakened planet with 2 other guys, and the same panel says they would have died if they messed up the synchro. What the fuck is that scaling, my guy? So it seems like I'm not the only person that was surprised to see Bardock losing it, but it's interesting. What are your thoughts on the comment section below? Let me know. I'll end the video right here. This was actually a really entertaining video, a really entertaining death battle with a lot of engaging discussions on the comment section for sure. I'm going to be checking that out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash the like button, comment, share those good things to see more content of me doing more live death battle reactions like this in the future. However, if you guys are new to the channel, consider that subscribe button, join the DRP Guild today so you don't miss a single video from my channel. Whether it's reactions to death battle reactions to Hololive, any other reaction videos, main content series, get to see on this channel. So be sure to come in, subscribe, most importantly, have fun and join the journey with me. So as always guys, this is your boy Dino signing out. Have a nice day, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, peace.